Sometimes change doesn't begin with a big goal. Sometimes it begins with a whisper, a tiny step, a small choice, a single act. And before we even notice, that small step becomes who we are. There once lived a young man named Caleb. He worked at a local grocery store in a quiet town. Every morning, he packed shelves. Every evening, he rode his bike home. Life was okay, not bad, not great, just okay. But deep down, Caleb felt stuck. He wanted to be more, to feel proud, to feel different. He tried to change before. He made big promises. I'll wake up at 5 a.m. every day. I'll read 10 books this month. I'll start going to the gym 6 times a week. But each time, he'd start strong and stop soon after. He didn't understand why. And slowly, he began to believe something unkind. That maybe he was just lazy. Maybe change wasn't for him. Then, one rainy night, Caleb sat by his small window. Drops tapped the glass like a soft lullaby. He opened a book he had borrowed from a friend, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And on the very first pages, something gentle yet powerful stirred inside him. It said, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." And then, deeper still, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Caleb read that line again, and again, and again. A vote for the person you wish to become. It hit him in a quiet place. He realized he didn't need to do everything all at once. He didn't need to change overnight. He just needed to show up in small ways every day, like planting tiny seeds, little habits, little votes. The next morning, Caleb did something different. He didn't make a big plan. He didn't change his whole life. He simply placed a book on his bed. Just that. That was it. A small reminder, a small vote. That night, when he saw the book on his bed, he smiled. He picked it up, read 2 pages, then slept. No pressure, no guilt, no race. Just a tiny step. The next day, he did it again, and again, and again. Some days he read 1 page, other days 5. But each time, he whispered something to himself. I am a reader. That's when things began to change. Not because Caleb had a new goal, but because Caleb was becoming someone new. A person who reads, a person who shows up, a person who casts a vote for his future self. James Clear calls this identity-based habits. It means we don't start with what we want. We start with who we are. Because every small habit shapes our identity, like bricks building a house, one by one, quiet, steady, true. Think of a painter. She doesn't become a painter the day she sells her first art. She becomes a painter every day she touches a brush. Each stroke is a vote. I am an artist, even when no one sees. Think of a runner. He doesn't become a runner the day he wins a race. He becomes a runner every morning he ties his shoes. Every time he steps outside, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Each step is a vote. I am a runner, even when he walks. And you too, dear friend, you become who you are by the habits you keep. Tiny steps, tiny whispers, tiny votes. They may look small, but they speak loud. Caleb's story didn't change in one night, but day by day, his identity did. He became more than someone who wants to read. He became a reader. Later, he added another habit. He placed a journal next to his toothbrush. Every night after brushing, he wrote 1 sentence. Some days, I felt tired today. Other days, I helped a customer find her bag of rice. No pressure, just a sentence. And slowly, he became a writer too. One morning, as he rode his bike, he noticed the sun rising. Soft golden light spilled across the road. And in that stillness, he whispered, "I like who I'm becoming." That's the secret James Clear wanted to share. You don't become something big all at once. You become someone true by doing something small again and again. One evening, Caleb looked around his small room. On his table lay his journal. Next to it, a library book. On the wall, a sticky note that said, "Keep voting." He smiled, because he wasn't waiting to become someone anymore. He already was. And you are becoming too, even now as you listen to this, even now as you breathe slow and soft. You're casting a vote for someone gentle, someone learning, someone growing. Not all change is loud, not all change is fast, but all true change begins with one tiny step. Let this be your moment. You don't need to do it all. You don't need to fix everything tonight. You just need to vote, once, then again, and trust that tiny votes turn into big identity. You don't become a reader by finishing a bookshelf. You become a reader by picking up the first book. You don't become a saver by having a full bank account. You become a saver by keeping the first dollar. You don't become confident by shouting. You become confident by showing up when it's hard. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in slowly. Feel your chest rise. Now breathe out. Let this moment sink in. You are not your past. You are not your failed goals. You are not the promises you broke. You are the next step you take. You are the next habit you choose. You are the next vote you cast. Tiny habits, big change, gentle power, because your habits are your identity. Remember Caleb. Remember his small room, his quiet steps, and remember this: you don't need to change your whole life. Just change your next step and keep showing up, because each time you do, you whisper to the world, "This is who I am becoming." And slowly, quietly, softly, you do. As the lo-fi music played on in Caleb's little room, the rain kept tapping, the moon stayed still, and somewhere between turning a page and writing a sentence, Caleb found something bigger than goals. He found pieces of himself, not in loud achievements, but in the quiet patterns of his day. The soft rhythms of habit were slowly painting his identity. And from that soft journey came lessons worth remembering. Let's whisper them now. Lesson 1. Small steps shape who you are. You don't have to take giant leaps. You only need to show up, a little, every day. Change doesn't shout, it whispers. A 2-minute stretch, a single kind word, one deep breath. These steps may look small, but they speak loudly to your future. Lesson 2. Every action is a vote. You're casting votes daily, quietly. When you journal, you vote, "I am reflective." When you save, you vote, "I am wise." When you forgive, you vote, "I am free." One vote may seem like nothing, but together they form a picture. That picture is you. Lesson 3. You don't need to believe it to begin. Caleb didn't feel like a reader at first. He simply read. The feeling came later. The belief grew. Don't wait to feel ready. Start. Let the feeling catch up. Let action come first. Belief will follow. Lesson 4. Identity comes from repetition, not results. You don't need proof from others. You don't need big wins. Just keep returning. Show up. Repeat. Let your identity rise from the rhythm. Like waves on a shore, it builds slowly but surely. Lesson 5. Who you are is in what you do, not what you say. Saying, "I want to be healthy" is one thing. Eating a single apple is another. Saying, "I want to be kind" is easy. Listening deeply, that's different. It's in the doing, not the declaring. Actions whisper louder than words. Lesson 6. Your habits are mirrors of your self-image. When you care for your space, you say, "I respect myself." When you move your body, you say, "I value my energy." When you pause to breathe, you say, "I deserve calm." Each habit reflects how you see yourself, even if you don't notice. Choose habits that mirror love. Lesson 7. You don't need to overhaul your life, just shift direction. If you're walking south, you don't need to teleport north. Just turn slightly. A 1% shift today becomes a completely different future. Tiny course corrections lead to beautiful destinations. Lesson 8. True change happens in silence, not on stage, not in applause, but in quiet places. A dark room where you decide to sleep early. A quiet kitchen where you choose tea over soda. A peaceful walk instead of another scroll. The most powerful changes often have no witnesses. Lesson 10. You are never too far gone to begin again. Even if you've broken habits before, even if you've quit 10 times, even if you feel stuck, you're just one small step away from a new path, a new vote, a new identity. Caleb didn't start perfect. He started tired. He started small. But he started. So can you.